Listen, 2025 is the year people's secrets are coming outside. Palisa has come out stating that Somizi, aka Somgaga Mhlongo, is a deadbeat father since the day he decided to come inside of her till today. She says when she met Somizi when they were teenagers, she did not know he was gay. In fact, she's like, if he knew he was gay, why did he come inside of me? I don't understand. She says when she fell pregnant at the age of 19, that is when he started living in his truth. He started saying he's gay. He no more likes the cats down there. He now likes cucumbers. And he started changing his friend group, and her friends and her sisters decided to sit her down and say, hey, girl, you can be in denial all you want, but you have to accept this man is gay. And she's like, guys, understand that this was also the time when being gay wasn't a thing. I mean, at that time, you don't wake up and you go to school and your parents teach you about being gay. So these are situations which you learn outside, and if you don't understand it, you're not going to understand it. So she was in denial for a very long time, but unfortunately the baby was growing, the belly was growing, and finally she fell pregnant. And unfortunately, life was going for her. Her parents were separating, her mother was an alcoholic, so she had to go and live in a stable environment for her baby. So she went back to her grandmother's house. But you know the grandmother's house, it will have the aunts, the uncles, the cousins with the 3 kids, a crowded environment, and life is tough inside there because majority of them are unemployed, sitting at grandmother's house, waiting for grandmother's grant. Now, she says that she had to wake up because Somizi was not coming to the table. In fact, Somizi was now telling her that, how can I make you pregnant because I'm gay? His friends were saying, because when now you're getting famous, this girl is trying to pin this pregnancy on you. So he was nowhere to be found. Obviously, in the black culture, one of her uncles went to Somizi's family, and she says that Somizi's sister and cousins, especially a guy named Sfiso Twala, really came to the table and helped. In fact, it was kind of shady that she never mentioned Somizi's mother as one of the people who assisted her, because we know how close Somizi's mother is with Somizi. So I don't know whether it was because she didn't want to tarnish Somizi's mother's name, because you know Somizi's mother was a huge part of the acting community for a number of years before she passed away. But I found it very strange how she mentioned only 2 people who came and helped her during this tough time. And she says that, hey, when she gave birth, she had nothing. No clothes for the baby. People had to come with their used clothes. She was dressing Bahumi with big clothes because life was tough. And she could not do it anymore. So she decided, I'm going to go outside and look for a job. She ended up becoming a waiter, and she started buying Pampers and milk and food for the house through the tips that she would receive. And then she went and worked at Mr. Price as a salesperson, and that is actually how she found out about auditions, and that is actually how she began her acting career. Now, are we surprised about this whole story? No. If you watch Living the Dream, you will hear how Bahumi speaks on her relationship with her father. In fact, just see Bahumi's social media platform. She barely posts her father. Most of the time throughout the years, she will always give like a lengthy caption talking about how much her mother means to her. If you listen to her carefully, it's normally influence of her grandmothers and her maternal instinct, never Somizi. I always found it to be shady, but now I understand. But it's also tricky because if you also know Somizi's life, you know that his early years, he was broke. But that doesn't mean he was not working.
You know what's easy? Being like, oh, everyone's so jealous of me. You know what's not easy? Admitting when you're the jealous one. That thing is not easy. Like, it literally like eats at you. If you're anything like me, if you're the kind of person who's not like me and you get comfortable with...
Besides men. Because she did say that she felt very pain when she noticed how Somizi could be able to take Umohale on private jets, but he's never done that for his daughter. In fact, if you watch Living the Dream, I remember Somizi telling his daughter that I am not here to give you things on a silver platter. And I know as Black people might think that that's the right thing because you have to work for your life. But then again, I mean, who would not want their parents to assist them in a shape or form? And it's even painful when you hear that Bahumi's life was like this, and we also know her condition because she does have lymphedema. So I can only imagine how Somizi wasn't there because he was chasing growing a brand, he was chasing money and chasing men, because that's all Somizi allegedly cares about. Now, Palisa says that she thought that she would only be affected by how her daughter felt being Somizi's daughter. But she states that her other two kids also had to deal with the ramifications of her having a child with Somizi because they would get bullied for it. Even one of her daughter nearly even committed apparently unaliving herself because she would get bullied for being Somizi's child. You know how people can be. So yeah, Somizi is a deadbeat. Now, she did say that in the last few years they've gotten really close, but that does not erase the fact that he was a deadbeat father, especially since he's never actually sat her down. He's never actually apologized for what he's done in the past. And if you a follower of Somizi's Twitter and TikTok, you know how he's someone who, if someone does something on social media or what they need to do and how they need to apologize. I mean, he was even trying to be involved in that whole Dominique Gogo Skoteni Gogo Maweni situation where he was trying to advise Dominique on how he needs to behave, etc. So it's actually very telling how he knows what's right and wrong. But the most interesting part was how she says that when she watched the interview of Mohale talking about his abuse, she actually kind of believed what he said because she went through that. She never went through it physically, but she says that Somizi is a narcissist, and how the relationship and life must always surround him, must always be about him.
I don't know, but
so
I've seen people do
this,
that,
very,
especially
very interesting. I know this is gonna cause havoc
because I know what it tastes
them.
like. It's so weird. Like for me, wash down. That's the word I'm looking for.
But unfortunately, this is someone's life, someone's truth, and she's just talking about her experience. And she's not saying that he's a bad person. She's just saying that he affected her life in a negative impact, and now she's healing from that. And I feel like she has every right to actually come out with her truth. Anyway, we have come to the end of today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit down below. What's your opinions on this whole story of Somizi and Bahumi and Palisa? Do you think Somizi is going to call Palisa and say, why did you do that? Or do you think they're never going to talk again? Anyway, love and light. Bye.